Max office hours. I had to check my sound. Do you know what? Even though I've been doing these things for a long time, I still have the panic at the start of them for like, is it the right microphone? Is everything connected? And I feel like it is. So let me know first and foremost. Make sure you let me know where you're tuning in from. Are you on in the Facebook community? Are you in the Facebook group? Are you on YouTube? Let me know that as well. I will pull comments in if anybody's got any questions throughout this office hours. Now, we've got some wicked updates for you, so I'm super excited to show you these updates. And I've also got some updates on what's coming soon. My camera looks a little bit wonky donkey today. There we go. So Emma's tuning in from Facebook. And Emma, of course, you've clicked on the link so that I can see your actual face and name, which is good. All right, so let's click on office hours. Here we go. So you can see the little slide deck that Emma has kindly put together. So the first thing we wanted to talk about, just a quick little update. We'll drop some links to the looms. Yeah, let's do that, Emma. Let's drop some link to the looms in the post that you're looking at now. I'll add it to the description on YouTube as well. So you can see these. Sean from HighLevel. Sean's the owner of HighLevel, and he does these little updates for us, and that's how we get to see them. So we'll link to those in the description or the comments. And the first one is inbound calling in the browser is live. So if you have seen that the line that appears on the top of your screen that says you need a phone number. This phone number is useful for when you're sending text messages out. It's useful for incoming calls, voicemail, that kind of thing, right? It costs a couple of dollars a month. And when you have that number, like I say, you can assign it to somebody, you can set a voicemail. And most importantly, when your text messages go out, if somebody replies, it will forward that message to you as well. You can also see those in the app, so they're available there. But what's great about this is they finally added incoming calls in the browser. So what happens is you go to the call section where the calls are. And once you click on the little telephone button, it will ask for permission to use your microphone in your speakers. So if you've not already given Chrome permission to do that, it will ask that first. So you must allow that to happen. I know some people have that turned off because they think Chrome's listening to all your conversations. You know, Amazon hears something and all of a sudden you see adverts for it. But in this instance, you do have to allow a microphone and speakers. And then what happens is when the calls come in, you'll just see a little pop-up that appears. Again, you have to have notifications enabled for this. And you can then answer that in your browser, which I think is amazing. Right? I think it's amazing. Of course, if you've got call forwarding on, like I have, if the calls come through, they'll come through to your phone anyway. But it just means that you could, say, have multiple members of your team that are available to answer this call in this way. All right, so I hope that makes sense. Super excited about that one. I know not everybody uses that. A new logo element in the email builder. This is not like an amazing rocket science one, but you can see here, you can add the logo from your sub account, reducing a little bit of effort. It's just an extra element in the builder. Do you know what? There's so many elements. I can't wait for them to add because as I've been using this email builder myself, there's a few things that are not quite there yet, like gallery, for example. I'd love them to be a gallery in there. But it's getting better and better. So if you've not enabled the new email builder in your settings, I think we've done it for most of the clients anyway, head over to settings and just enable that in Labs. Not sure if it's out of beta yet. It might be out of beta now. I know the last time I looked at it, there was 20, 30 days left in it. So it might be that everyone's got it on already, but just check that in there. And it's worth going to settings and checking Labs anyway and seeing what else is available. There's always something every week that appears there that's in testing that you might want to enable. So take a look at that. Resize images with new drag and drop feature. New padding and align option, color picker updated. Yeah, these are just additional things that are part of that as well. I'm assuming, Emma, because I did see that when we talked about it earlier. Okay, so this one's a pretty big one. And I've been asked about this definitely anyway. So this is about attributing sales to a particular affiliate, right? So you can see that you've got this add the manual sale attribution feature. And what you can do is you can say a sale came from a certain affiliate, right? So this is all part of the affiliate manager that you see inside of Last CRM as well. So this is pretty cool, right? Because as the affiliate manager improves, if you've used something like First Promoter or some of the other affiliate managers, you'll notice there's features missing. And so this just gives us a chance to catch up with some of those services. And of course, if you're using something like First Promoter, it means you can start moving that stuff over and using the Last CRM version of Affiliate Manager. Let me know, by the way, in the comments, if anyone's using Affiliate Manager and you've got anything missing that you think would be good to be part of the Affiliate Manager, let me know in the comments. So there's a couple of things now that are coming soon. And one of these things, which I've been waiting for a long time, is WhatsApp. So when I read this update, what they said, or what Sean said was, and the process, just so you know, is when a third party like HighLevel wants to use something like WhatsApp, they have to go through an approval process with Facebook, with Meta, sorry. So they go through this whole approval process, and it takes ages, right? There's loads of compliance stuff and things that they've got to adhere to. And so finally, HighLevel has gone through that approval process, and they've been approved to integrate WhatsApp into the system. By the way, if this is your first office hours, when I say HighLevel, if you're a Last CRM customer, you're not sure, HighLevel is the parent company, right? Parent company. It's we white label HighLevel. That's why we refer to HighLevel. We're always talking about Last CRM. So if I use those two things, you can use them interchangeably. But our version is called Last CRM. That's the version you see with the colors and the logo that you see in the bottom left-hand side of this deck, which you can't see because my name is in the way. I mean, that's no good, is it? How do I turn that name tag off? Let's see if we can hide it. Show. No. Oh, there you go. You see Last CRM in the bottom left. As soon as I hide that, it disappears and my name comes back on. I'm going to have to figure that one out. So the reason why I'm super excited about WhatsApp is because what I do as part of my process, when we get a new lead in, they come in, they go into our opportunities pipeline, and then I will send them a WhatsApp message, right? Because I know that WhatsApp is going to be answered much better than, say, an email. Okay, it might not be as good as SMS, of course, because SMS is the most opened type of communication, but it just brings WhatsApp into that ecosystem as well. And because I use WhatsApp loads, I really like to keep all of those conversations together. So seeing that in the conversations tab, you know, because it's part of the contact, you'll see WhatsApp, you'll see your emails, and you'll see SMS all in the same conversations feed. And I think that's good for everybody, really. So that's coming soon. Super excited about that. Tap to pay. So I was thinking about a couple of our customers in Last CRM already. I'm thinking about those of you that have actual physical presences somewhere. So I'm talking about Tanif and Josie. You guys are the first ones that came to mind. And that's because tap to pay means that somebody could come up to you and want to buy something, and they can just do Apple Pay, right? That's what it is. Accept contactless payments in person directly on compatible iPhones. So when I've spoken to Josie's going to exhibit a show. We're going to exhibit a show. And this means that we can have our iPads or our phones available. And let's say I was trying to sign someone up for a Last CRM trial, or maybe Josie's selling some products and she's got like rulers and stuff that she sells, or Tanif's got coffee that she sells as well. It means that we don't have to have a payment processor or a third party, what would you call it, like a point of sale device. So the kind of thing that I'm thinking of, I forget the names of them now. Guys, let me know in the comments what these things are called, because you'll know definitely better than I will. You know, you have these little devices that like the calculators that you get from the banks where you authenticate yourself, but you have those, and normally you just sum up. That's the one I was thinking of. And you just tap them usually, but the problem with those is that you then have to buy the device, so it costs like 40, 50, 60 quid for a little device. Some places will give it you, and then they take a percentage of the sale at the point of sale. So by doing this tap to pay, it means you can, as long as the products are in Last CRM, you'll be able to pay in that way. Of course, if you've got a website and you're using a different method, that would be good as well. There you go. Card Machine for sum up. Thank you so much. I don't know who's saying this. Oh, there's Tanif. Look at. You can see your name, but not your image, Tanif. Oh, it's because you're on YouTube. Excellent. iZettle, sum up, Square. Yeah, Square's the other one that I've seen as well. Oh, this I got a mention. That must be Josie there. Who said that as well. Wicked. So thanks so much. So this is what it kind of looks like. Accept payment there in the bottom left, and then you've got the receipt and what that looks like. So we will keep you updated on these office hours. If that's something that's interesting for you, we'll keep you updated as those appear over the next couple of weeks, because that's when I imagine it will appear. If they're saying it's coming soon, then usually that means in the next couple of weeks. I think we're at the end, are we, Emma? I think that's pretty much the end. So there you go. So anybody got any questions? Tanif, I know you had a question, so please do let me know what your question is. Thanks so much for watching over on YouTube. I know I sent you the link to YouTube, but I was very happy to see the little YouTube icon that you're on there, and then there's Josie as I thought it was. If we got no questions in 60 seconds, I'll just tell you what's coming up then. So we haven't managed to do the training, and we didn't do office hours last week, right? So I know that that's the case. Me and Emma are working on this. We've been busy beavering away as usual. And so what will happen is we'll send you an update when there's training available, and we'll let you know what the training is going to be. So this might be some, and the thing is, the other part to that is that at the moment we're in one-to-one mode for a lot of you. So we've been training you actually one at a time with certain things that you need. And so it's less important for us to get the group training going, but we will do that very soon. We've got lots of plans to do that as well. I do have a question. She's leaving us hanging here, and I'm waiting for you, Tanner. She's writing the biggest question ever, and there's like a 20-second delay on from the stream here through to YouTube. But the comments come straight away, which is even weirder because you see the comments, but you don't know what they commented to a lot of the time. Okay, here we go. The question is here. When I do a mail shot, I need to know how to email again, but only the people who haven't already placed an order. Excellent. Right. So, Emma, I know you will be watching. This is a training we should do, and let's do it next week, because I've used this myself and it worked, and I saw the whole process happen. I'd be really delighted to show you this, because I think this is one of the best things you can do. I mean, there's so many good things, of course. But this is all about in your email system, in your automation, having a goal. So a lot of the times when we send campaigns, and I'm sure, Tan, if you're doing this as well, you'll send a campaign. It's just like a one-time campaign. But really, if you have got like a real specific goal for that campaign, you want to create an automation instead. And I know that sounds complicated, but actually it's really not. So, and it works in two ways. So you would set up the campaign in the normal way. Actually, we create a template for it. So we set up an email template, but it's exactly the same way as you would set up an email campaign. And then when we go and set up the automation, we say, we've got a goal of somebody purchasing something, right? So the goal would be, you said, I need to know how to email again, only the people who haven't purchased. So the goal would be a purchase, right? And the way I've done it is we say, we add a tag to the person that's purchased it. So in my case, it was the YouTube Bootcamp. And we say, send these 6 emails. Let's say it was just 6 for argument's sake. But if at any point they purchase, they've met the goal conditions are met. And so we take them out of that automation. And so this is about thinking about it a little bit ahead of time. And so if your goal is, in your case, selling coffee, it might be, we talked about an offer, for example, today. So if your goal is like, we've got an offer and it's the August bank holiday offer, right? So we've got a 3 or 4 day bank holiday. So we're going to send an email every day for that 3 or 4 days. So 4 emails. And the goal would be for them to purchase this offer And then when they purchase it, we're going to tag them. And so you send the first email, somebody buys, but a whole bunch of people don't. And then the people that don't, they get the next email, but the ones that do are off the list. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Can I set up an let's follow-up question. This is good. This is kind of Q&A that I like. Can I set an automation to thank the people who have clicked an order and clicked or ordered, and one to nag the ones who haven't? Yes. Right. So I have, and this could be one big automation that sort of follows that process. And once the goals are met, you could move them on to the next stage or whatever. But I've not quite set that up for myself yet. And I'll show you this on the training on Tuesday. So what I actually have is I have the automation that runs through the campaign and has the goal. And then I have another automation, which is when they've purchased. So that one, when they've purchased, it says if the product is purchased, add the tag, which is the one that satisfies the goal in the other automation. And then I also do something else. So you're exactly right. You would want to say, thanks so much for ordering. Here's a 10% offer. Here's a 10% coupon for your next order as a thank you for ordering, right? That's like a common thing I see. Or you could do, thanks so much for ordering. Here's another thing that you might like that's related to what you've just got. Or you could say, thanks so much for ordering. Follow us on the socials. Here's our socials. The next part, every week we pick a new YouTube subscriber to get a free bag of coffee. Like that's the kind of thing you could do. So there's the whole bunch of things you can do. And like one thing about Last CRM that I really want people to think about is all of these things just take a little bit of time to set up. And once you set them up, they're like set and forget. So with my bootcamp campaign, all we're doing is we set like a trigger for that campaign to run. And we've got like 7 emails in that campaign. Now we can just run that every month or every time we do a launch, and we can tweak them. More people read this email. This one led to more sales. So maybe we're going to send that one first, or this one, less people read. Maybe the title of that email was not as enticing as the other one. So we'll change the title. You can just, on a monthly basis or a campaign by campaign basis, just tweak these things to improve them as they go. And before you know it, that big long automation that I talked about, instead of the 2 fragmented ones that I've got, you can create this big like sales machine automation almost, which is like the panacea of funnels that will help all of these sales. This is Josie. Will you have an in-person couple of days training, please? Happy to travel. Emma, make a note of that. Will we have an in-person? Yeah. Yes, I would love to do that, Josie. Absolutely love to do that. It's just about events are a whole different sales machine, right? Like I'm trying to do that stuff with my YouTube business at the minute. And I'm putting on an event for that in September, and I'm like, oh my God, what if no one shows up? So we're gonna try and figure out a way to sell this thing and make people show up to that. So, and we want to give them the best experience possible. Or in Northumberland, I'm definitely not traveling 2 hours to you. You can come to me. All right. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it, guys. Really appreciate your time and attention. As always, we're pretty much on 20 odd minutes here. We never like to have these any longer than half an hour. Any questions in the meantime, please do let us know, and we'll try and if you've got any questions during the week that you don't mind waiting for answers to, we'll just add them to this call every week. So at least like you can put in 11 a.m. every Friday, and we'll be here to give you the updates and then do the Q&A and stuff as well. And if you ask us questions ahead of time for stuff that you don't mind waiting for, then we can always build in a little bit of a training session into the Q&A as well. It would have been nice if I could have showed you those goals, for example. But I'm not prepped for that today. All right. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. See you next week.